I let the officers know. The officers are making sure it's safe for the paramedics.
I need a bandage, please.
Her daughter is one of 3 injured survivors.
Please come immediately.
What is in your house?
Immediately.
The insane Flamethrower Santa Claus. Bruce Jeffery Pardo. Covina Massacre. The Covina Massacre occurred on December 24, 2008 in Covina, a city in the suburbs of Los Angeles, California, United States. 9 people were killed, either by gunshot wounds or in an arson fire inside a house at 1129 East Knollcrest Drive, where a Christmas Eve party was being held. The perpetrator, 45-year-old Bruce Jeffery Pardo, who had entered the house dressed as Santa Claus, died from a self-inflicted gunshot to the head at his brother's residence in the early hours of the morning after the attack. Authorities cited marital problems as a possible motive for the violence. Reports indicated that Pardo's divorce had been finalized on December 18th, 1 week before the massacre. 3 people, including Pardo's ex-wife and his former in-laws, were initially declared missing, pending identification of their bodies. At approximately 11:30 p.m., Bruce Jeffery Pardo, dressed as Santa Claus, knocked on the door of his former in-laws' house, occupied by about 25 people, with a gift-wrapped package containing a rolling air compressor converted to deliver gasoline from it, and at least 4 9mm semi-automatic handguns. Moments after the door opened, Pardo pulled out the handguns and immediately shot his 8-year-old niece Katrina as she ran to greet him, injuring her in the face. He then fired indiscriminately at fleeing partygoers. Police speculate that Pardo may have stood over and pointedly executed some of his victims using the other handguns. After the shootings, Pardo unwrapped the package containing the compressor and used it to spray gasoline to set the home ablaze. 9 people died from either gunfire or flames, and 3 others were wounded. Katrina was shot in the face with severe but non-life-threatening injuries. A 16-year-old girl shot and wounded in the back, and a 20-year-old woman who suffered a broken ankle jumping out of the 2nd floor window. 1 survivor escaped during the attack and ran to a neighbor's house, where they called authorities. The resulting fire soared approximately 40 to 50 feet and took 80 firefighters an hour and a half to extinguish. Due to the intensity of the fire, identification of the victims was done with dental and medical records. After setting the home on fire, Pardo put on his street clothes and drove his Dodge Caliber rental car to his brother's house in Salmar, about 30 miles away from the crime scene, where he was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His brother was not present in the home at the time of Pardo's death. It was initially believed that Pardo intended to flee to Canada by plane, since he had bought an airline ticket for a flight on Air Canada. However, it was subsequently discovered that the flight itinerary on Northwest Airlines was from Los Angeles to Moline, Illinois. Pardo had called days before to tell a high school friend that he was planning to visit, but investigators were unsure if he actually intended to visit or if the flight was to fool investigators. He had visited the friend before in October 2008. Other reports stated that the Santa suit had melted during the flamethrower portion of the attack and had adhered to his skin, so not all of it could be removed. However, suffering from severe third-degree burns on his arms stemming from the blaze, Pardo decided to go against the initial plan. Police found $17,000 in cash cling-wrapped on his legs inside a girdle. His rental car, parked 1 block from his brother's house, had remnants of a Santa suit. Also recovered from the scene were 4 13-round capacity handguns that were empty and at least 200 rounds of ammunition, suggesting that what had been inside the car was being treated as a threat. A bomb squad, while attempting to remove a portion of the Santa suit with a robot, accidentally started a fire in the vehicle, burning and destroying it. At Pardo's house in Montrose, police had recovered 5 empty boxes for semi-automatic handguns, a Benelli M2 tactical shotgun, and a container for high-octane fuel tank gasoline. They also found what was described as a virtual bomb factory in his home. At least 3 victims' deaths were caused by gunshot wounds alone, while 4 others died from a combination of gunshot wounds and fire. 2 other deaths stemmed from the fire alone. Some of the bodies were burned and had to be identified by dental records. At least 13 children were orphaned after the massacre, and 2 others lost one parent. Police speculate that the motive for the attack was related to marital problems. Pardo's wife of 1 year had finalized a divorce the week prior to the attack. However, Pardo held no criminal record and had no history of violence. He had been fired from his job as an electrical engineer at ITT Electronic Systems, radar systems, in July. There is some speculation that the divorce may have been caused by Pardo concealing a child from a previous relationship. This child was severely injured in a swimming pool accident several years prior. He did not pay child or spousal support. The couple wed in January 2006, but soon grew apart after their marriage, when Pardo refused to open a joint account with Sylvia. He also expected his wife to take care of her own 3 children with her own finances. In June 2008, the divorce court had ordered Pardo to pay $1,785 a month in spousal support. During the divorce proceeding, Pardo had confided to a friend his wife was taking him to the cleaners. In July, Pardo was fired for billing false hours, and the court suspended the support payments due to job hardship. Pardo was required to pay Sylvia $10,000 as a part of the divorce settlement, according to court documents. Sylvia kept the wedding ring and the family dog. In a court declaration, Pardo complained that Sylvia was living with her parents, not paying rent, and had spent lavishly on a luxury car, gambling trips to Las Vegas, meals at fine restaurants, massages, and golf lessons. The insane Flamethrower Santa Claus.